Some people are born seers, people that can see past this physical realm. But most of us have to develop this skill. It's like a sport or any kind of skill. You have to practice it in order to understand it. Welcome, beautiful beings of Earth. I'm Lina El Pilari, your host at Pillar of Light Healing Podcast. As a doctor of Chinese medicine and acupuncture, and a lifelong seeker of the mysteries of the universe, I'm here to guide you through the magical realms of energy healing, occult anatomy, and spirituality. Together, let's transform these complex concepts into small digestible pieces for you to chew. Join me as we merge the ancient practices with a twist of modernization. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing the physical and the spiritual realm, and how to see with your inner eye, your inner mind's eye. So we live in multiple realms simultaneously, but most of us only focus on the physical aspect of life. These realms are almost like a radio, and you can tune into these types of frequencies if you choose to and learn the skill. But most of us have never learned the skill of tuning into the spiritual realms. We experience the physical reality as a collective and through our five senses: our eyes, our touch, our smell, our hearing, and so on. The spiritual realm is almost unique to us, and even though we are connected through like a collective consciousness, we experience this world very internal and inside of ourselves. Most people have some kind of awareness to this world, and we constantly search for it in religion, philosophy, science, creativity, rituals, community, nature. But when we're connected to this spiritual realm, the deepest and the most connected is when we're in constant remembrance of ourselves, when we ask questions of who am I and what am I doing here. This was taught to me as the key of the sun, because this is something that you want to practice all the time. Constant remembrance of yourself and presence. The mechanical or physical life, it's automatic, meaning that you're born and you die, and everybody goes through this processes. And most of it is very unconscious. We live through it and we don't even realize what we've been through. It's exoteric, meaning it's exoteric, meaning it's outside of yourself, and you only perceive it with your five senses and your brain. But the spiritual realm is kind of an awareness. It's a deeper consciousness. It is being in the present moment, being mindful of what you're doing at all times, and it is perceived through the esoteric eye. Esoteric, esoteric eye, meaning inside of ourselves. It is perceived through the mind's eye and felt through the heart center. In Chinese medicine, the spirit resides in the heart and is responsible for awareness, consciousness, emotional well-being, and mental clarity. Being connected to the spiritual realm is like aligning yourself with the flow of the universe and nature. It's understanding the natural rhythms that go on Earth, in the universe. In Taoism, we call this the Tao, or the Way. In Hinduism, we call this Dharma. In early Christianity, it used to be called the Way as well, and it signified the path that Jesus took to spirituality. Native Americans call this the path, or the Red Road, which is connecting to the natural laws of nature. In Greek philosophy, we call this logos, which is the rational principle that rules nature. In Sufism, we call this tariq, tarika. Sorry for my pronunciation, but it signifies our path to the divine and God. And how do we experience these spiritual things at this moment in life, in the physical world? We experience it through dreams that we deny to be true. We experience it through intuition that we do not want to listen to. We experience it in synchronicities that we call coincidences. We experience it in telepathy that we're constantly doubt of. And in healing powers that we completely forgot that we have. The brain negates these experiences to be real because it's just an apparatus or a storage closet of conflicting ideas and paradigms that you have learned through time. It's constantly analyzing and intellectualizing everything that you go through, and it doesn't let you feel those things deeper unless you learn the skill. Some people are born seers, people that can see past this physical realm. But most of us have to develop this skill. It's like a sport or any kind of skill. You have to practice it in order to understand it and to be able to see that deeper meaning in things. Seers are usually persecuted by what they know. So they were very clever and were able to hide this knowledge through symbolism and archetypes that only the people that know will be able to read. And they did this through art, literature, music, and so much more. It is ultimately our duty and responsibility to learn how to read the symbolism and to learn how to be in the spiritual realm. So I want to give you a really easy practice for you to develop this inner seeing, okay? To develop this mind's eye to perceive those things, and through develop your heart center to be able to understand these. The first one is obviously practice active and passive meditation. So passive meditation will be just sitting down with yourself for 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes a day, and just breathing and letting your thoughts flow through. This is passive meditation, or called mindfulness. We have another type of meditation called active meditation, where you become the observer and the observee. So you're both. You're the one that is observing and the one that is being observed. Without judgment, just see what comes up in your mind and don't analyze it. Just see and feel it. Why am I doing this? Why do I want that? Those are kind of questions that you want to ask yourself to become that observee and the observer. This takes a lot of practice. And as simple as it sounds, it's not easy to be in constant remembrance of ourselves, because life happens and you forget. So it is important to go back to the key of the sun, which is, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? And those are a simple 3 questions that you don't have to even answer. Just let it flow through. Some days it might look like, who am I, Lena? And what am I doing? Working. And why am I doing this? Because I need money. And some days will look like a lot deeper. Who am I? I'm this spiritual being living this physical life. Why am I here? Well, because I'm meant to experience and have fun. And why am I doing this? Because it's fun. Because I'm experiencing life. There's no judgment in which answers come up. But the more you are in remembrance of yourself, the more you understand things that are going outside of yourself. Our outside world is very reflective of what's going on within ourselves. And if we can understand a little deeper who we are, then we can understand what's going on outside a lot deeper. Thank you for listening to me and joining me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment with any questions or comments that you might have. Thank you again, and love you.